what are my thoughts on the rigors of showbiz and having brought my daughters to the set?
I'm discouraging them, as you said, I'm pretty sure.
And what?
Discouraging them from show business, I believe, is a point.
Right. Well, you know, I got a granddaughter who, she's 8 and 9 now. She's, or is she 10, my Lord? No, she's 9. Wants to be an actress. Beautiful little blonde girl. Wants to be an actress. And what they don't know, what everybody says, I like when I hear athletes or models say, you know, I think I'll be an actress or an actor. What they don't know is the travail any profession that you're dedicated to brings you. If you're single-minded enough to want to do something, whatever it is, you give up a lot. Relationships you don't have time. If you're dedicated to whatever it is you're doing, whether it's show business or making a car or farming or whatever it is that you're doing, if you're single-minded about it enough to want to do it, your passion's for it, then other things you have to give up. Other things you have to be prepared to give up a lot of stuff, whether it's your relationships or whatever it is. You've only got 24 hours in a day, and a lot of that is required to sleep. Your body requires to sleep. So you only have so many waking hours in a day. And if you're dedicated to something, a lot of other things are going to fall by the way. That's just a given. And a lot of people get a romantic idea of being something, saying, I'm going to be a race car driver. Don't fully comprehend what it is to be a great whatever, what the time entailed is involved. So I try to show my kids that dedicating yourself, which is I think great, because only by dedicating yourself can you accomplish something large. I have to look at that statement. Well, I mean, what happens if you don't do something? You just have a nice family and lead this wonderful life. I mean, that's good too. It's just whatever your predilections are. Well, come to think of it, if you decide to have a family, work at a 9-to-5 job, and have this wonderful, warm family life with family and friends, you're giving up being dedicated. So everybody gives up some aspect by choosing to do something. And that...
specific training or practice or some preparation you did?
I have 3 daughters. And as a father, you know, where were you tonight? And who did you see? And what did you talk about? No, you know, I'm kidding, but there is an element of truth in having a family dinner. And I would take my children everywhere I could and have adventures with them. But also, it was deemed an unsatisfactory dinner night with the Shatners if somebody didn't leave the table crying. You know, they'd be saying, well, what did he say? Why did you do that? I don't know. So, there's no style, there's no training involved in any of these interview shows that I do. What is involved is a really basic and passionate interest in the person. I want to hear their story. There's nothing more fascinating than the human story and what journey people are taking. Even the slightest thing tells you reams of things about people. The seating arrangement in Raw & Nerve, for example, is no accident. I wanted, in the beginning, before we had a seat made, a sort of love seat made, I had the chairs facing each other with the elbows, so somebody would be seated here, and I'd be about 2 feet away. We, in the Western world, have a bubble of that's around us. It's about 18 inches. You violate that bubble and you feel all of it. Other cultures get right into your ear, you know, and maybe it's because we have wider spaces to live in, that we're not jammed up with people. But in North America, it seems to be about 18 inches away. If you're further away than 18 inches, like all these talk shows have, and you're seated in a chair, and there's a desk over there, and you're sort of saying, well, oh, okay, and you're having this conversation, it's hard to be intimate. If you're jammed right into the person, you're violating their space, and they can be intimidated. But somewhere in between that, and that's where I tried to find it on these talk shows that I was doing. I tried to find that perfect distance that is really, if you were at a dinner and you were talking to somebody and you were leaning forward because you were interested in your dinner partner, if you're about this distance away, it's really intimate and almost loving, because you can see the nonverbal language, which is so important. People blink, people react to what you're saying. The colors, if you listen to a message on your phone, you can't get them in a text. But if you listen to the voice of somebody leaving you a message, I'm going to the store and I've got to get some milk, how prosaic the message is, that person feels about milk. I like milk, I'm going to get milk. I'm going to have milk. And you can hear the emotion in each of their words. And that's what I'm listening to. I'm listening to the prosaic word, and they're coloring it by the emotion they feel, because everybody feels different about a word. The word snow means something different in Winnipeg than it does to an Eskimo. 13 words, I think it is, in Inuit language for what snow is. But somebody in New Orleans doesn't know from snow, so the words, as common as they are, have a meaning. And in these talk shows that I am conducting, I'm seeking to get into a momentary look at their soul, and that is the exciting part of one human being to another, to go on their journey, and conversely, to share your journey with them. And that begins an intimate relationship with somebody, in that you're interested in them, and they're interested in you, and all of a sudden, you've got a friend. And if she's lovely, good enough? Next. Right here, sir.
You've done so many different things in your career already. What are some things, career-wise or otherwise, that are at the top of your bucket list?
Let's see, there's so much going on. A guy, I can't tell you